We are live for an all-new episode of The Good Stuff. And it's Monday of our Meatball Madness week. Mary gets things rolling with cozy Italian comfort food, Italian wedding soup. Then, have a hot meal at the ready. Vijaya Selvaraju shows how a little meal prep can make your freezer your best friend this season. Plus, from living room to kitchen, design your space the way you want with a start-to-finish look at custom design decor projects. And these Canadian canines will leave a paw print on your heart as we hear stories of courageous dogs that stepped up and literally saved human lives. It all starts right now.
Show. Today, we are kicking off a week-long celebration of one of my all-time favorite flavor-packed foods. Get ready for Meatball Madness. Sting so much. That's the best song ever. All right, that is right every day. This week, I'm going to be sharing one of my favorite meatball recipes with you. Perfect for this time of year when you want something like hearty and flavorful on those cold, wintry days. I've got a bunch of super fun recipes for you this week. They put a little bit of a spin on a classic meatball, but today I wanted to start things off in the classic world. We're talking Italian wedding soup. How does that sound? Yeah. We just call this meatball soup. It's a delightful thing. It's super, super tasty. Fun fact, you don't even have to go to a wedding to have it. Which is a delight. Okay, so the first thing we need to do, you're gonna hear me talk a lot this week about something that we call a panade. So I'm gonna start off by making that panade. So for a panade, basically that's just a mixture of breadcrumbs and milk or some other type of liquid. So today I am using a piece of sandwich bread, just classic sandwich bread, and you just wanna tear that up into little pieces, almost like you're making like a really fine stuffing. You can also use prepared breadcrumbs for this. That would work perfectly as well. And you're gonna see me do that later on this week. But for today, I wanted to show you, if you got that one sad little piece of bread hanging out, just repurpose it. Maybe it's in your freezer. Just thaw it out. You want it to be a little bit stale as well, because that's gonna help it absorb that beautiful liquid, whatever you're adding in. Now, for the liquid, you could add in anything from broth. You could add in a little white wine if you're feeling a little fancy. But now I wish I did wine, guys. But traditionally, you typically do milk. So once that bread is nice and picked, you're gonna go in with a 1/4 cup of milk. But again, if you're feeling it, go in with some white wine. That would be nice too. So you're gonna add that in, and it's gonna start to look like a mess. That's exactly what you want. You want this to look like you forgot your cereal for about a day and a half, and then it all mushed up and turned into mush. That is a thing that's gonna help bind these meatballs together, keep them nice and light and kind of almost tender and fluffy in texture, and it's gonna hold a lot of the moisture in. Now, I removed the crust, but you don't have to. So I've got here a little bit of that beautiful panade. So do you see it? It's nice and soft. It's really mushy. Again, this is gonna bind everything and hold that moisture in. So now we're gonna start building the meatballs in this bowl. Now, typically when I'm adding in onion or garlic into my meatballs, I usually cook them first, but since this is gonna get cooked in the oven and then put in soup, I'm just gonna add in raw. So I've got a 1/4 of a red onion here that I've super duper finely minced. You do not need to be fancy with this mince. Oh my gosh, they match my pants. What a delight. This bowl is my outfit currently. I'm not gonna lie. What a thrill that is. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with that onion. Then I'm gonna go in with 2 cloves of garlic. Again, really finely minced up. You don't have to be fancy with your mincing here. You just wanna make sure it's really fine. So if you're chopping your onion, just kind of go to town on it with your knife and you'll be good to go. All right, I'm gonna give that a mix to combine. And then for a little bit of heat, I'm gonna go in with about half a teaspoon of chili flakes. If you want to do more or less, feel free, but that feels good to me. Give that a bit of a stir. And now we're gonna go in with our meat. Now for these ones, I am going turkey, because turkey, ground turkey, always on sale at my grocery store. Oh, we got a lady clapping. She loves a turkey. What a delight. You could also do pork though. You could do chicken, really whatever's on sale. You could do beef, but I find it a little too heavy for this soup, so I'm just doing turkey today. So that's 454 grams, which is also known as a pound. So I'm gonna add that in, give that a bit of a mix, and then I'm gonna go in with an egg. The egg is gonna help bind everything together, hold it together, give it a bit more protein as well. Always a good thing. Everybody wants their protein these days, so you gotta amp it up. We're good to go. All right, now into there to really amp up the kind of Italian vibe, I'm going in with 3/4 of a cup of grated Parmigiano Reggiano cheese. Yeah. Again, this is gonna give so much flavor, super, super tasty. Now for a little bit of brightness, I'm going in with 2 tablespoons of parsley, chopped up, and I'm also gonna go in with about 2 teaspoons of oregano. Now oregano is a lot stronger than parsley, that's why I use a way smaller amount, but it's super tasty. If you do not have fresh herbs, or you're someone who's like, Mary, I'm not buying those, stop trying to make me buy those, you could totally just use some Italian seasoning here. I would put in about a full teaspoon into these meatballs. That'll give you a ton of flavor. It's got parsley in there, it's got that oregano, it'll be beautiful. So chop that up as finely as you'd like, pop that on in. As you can tell, I did not measure, and I go with my heart when I season with herbs. Little bit of salt, little bit of pepper, and then you wanna give this a mix to combine. Now, typically, if I am stirring meatballs, if I'm using something like pork or beef, I really like to use 2 forks to toss everything together, because I find that makes it so it's nice and even. But when you're doing something with turkey or chicken, it's a lot softer of a meat, so it actually mixes together super easily with like a spatula or something like that. All right. That is as easy as it is to make delicious meatballs. What a delight. Now, for portioning these meatballs out, since we're putting this in a soup, I want like 1 little meatball in a scoop. So I'm going to use a 1 tablespoon disher. You could also just use a regular tablespoon here. I'm just gonna pop those down onto a sheet pan. You can line it with a little parchment if you'd like, or just put a little bit of oil down. Once all those meatballs are doled out, if you wanted to, you could freeze these like this, raw, or you could pop them in the oven. We're gonna pop ours in the oven right now at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Those need about 14 minutes to cook. They're nice and small, so they cook up really, really quickly. And you end up with something that looks like this. You get a little bit of golden brown on the bottom. Yeah, looking crispy and delicious. I am thrilled about this. All right, I'm gonna pop those there, and we're gonna get to work on our soup, because we're not done. Yes, the meatballs are done. Soup is not yet even started, so let's do that. Okay, so over here in my pot, I have got the rest of that onion, so 3/4 of an onion. This time I thinly sliced it. If you wanted to, you could dice it as well, but I like the look of it thinly sliced. I've also got 2 carrots in here and half a bulb of fennel, which is my favorite. Now, if you didn't want to use fennel, you could do celery. That would be beautiful as well, but I love fennel, very Italian tasting. All right, now into there to bring the soup together, first thing we need is a can of beans. I am using white kidney beans, drained and rinsed. You could do navy beans, you could do chickpeas. I'd steer clear of any like darker colored bean. Romano bean would be fun, very into those right now. They've got a little pink line on them, very cute. And I'm gonna add that on in. Now I've got my pan over medium here. Also gonna go in with some garlic. I've got 3 cloves here. If you want, you can pull back, but in my mind, garlic is like, it's a cold fighter. You know what I mean? It's that time of year. So that's good. A little bit of chili flake again, 1/4 to a 1/2 teaspoon, depending on how spicy you like it. And you wanna toast that for about 3 minutes just to bring that together and cook off that garlic. Now I'm gonna speed things up a little for you. So we're gonna go in with our 2 liters of chicken broth, bought from the grocery store. I say 2 liters in the recipe. If you only have 1,800 milliliters, because those stinking juice boxes only come with 900. That'll be fine, you'll be good. So pop that on in. Then you wanna turn the heat up to medium high. You wanna bring this to a boil to start bringing everything together. But this is when we're gonna add in our beautiful little meatballs. So I like to kind of just get them loose off the pan. Any of these golden brown crispy bits, they go right on in the mix as well. So just pop those right on in. Oh my gosh, I'm thrilled. This smells so good. Okay, pop that down. Then my secret ingredient, anytime I'm making a soup, anytime I'm making a pasta sauce, is this little guy. This is a wedge of Parmesan, just the rind. This has so much flavor in it. It's really, really great. If you get a fun piece, it's really cool because you can actually see the dairy it's made at, the stamp. I do not know with this rind, but that's okay because it's still gonna give a ton of flavor. So I'm gonna pop that right on into the soup. That's gonna give you cheesiness without stringiness. Give that a stir, and you wanna bring that up to a boil. Once that is boiling, you go in with these little friends. These are acini di pepe. You could also do this with orzo. You could do it with alphabet pasta. Basically, any sort of tiny pasta is perfect. I'm gonna scatter that in. Again, this would be boiling. Bring that up and cook that for about 10 minutes until those veg are tender, until that beautiful, beautiful pasta is nice and tender as well. And then you end up with something that looks like this. Okay, Lander over here. Look at that soup. Bubbling away. What a dream. All right, last but not least, to give this a real good bout of deliciousness, couple of handfuls of baby spinach tossed in right at the very end. If you want the spinach to stay super nice and green, you can just pop it into your bowls because it's gonna wilt down in no time. Little bit of lemon juice in there. If you got some of that parsley left over from earlier, chuck that in too, that'll be good. The lemon makes it really bright. And then of course, we need our good friend, Parmigiano Reggiano cheese. So give that a stir, pop that on top. I mean, to me, this looks like comfort in a bowl. I am absolutely thrilled about this. Put as much cheese as you want on top. I clearly would keep going. But we gotta take a break. Listen, Meatball Madness, it's gonna be a good week. Stick around, we'll be right back.
Tomorrow, it's an all-new live episode of The Good Stuff, and we're embracing winter weather. From glowing skin to sweater weather that's actually put together, and getting your garden primed for the cold months ahead. Then, Canada's own Jerry D opens up about his brand new stand-up comedy special. Plus, Meatball Madness continues when Mary brings all the best parts of a taco together in a skillet. It's an all-new live episode tomorrow.
To consider when you're renovating a space. Here's husband and wife duo Michelle and Ryan Thompson with these special touches they added to their latest design project to create a custom look and feel.
I'm Mary. I'm so excited to be back, this time with my husband, to show you one of our latest projects. I would definitely say the kitchen is probably the most special space in this project. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would. If you can imagine, it was 8 feet tall before, and when we vaulted it, it's over 14 feet. So that was a really huge transformation.
And of course, that allowed me to bring in that beautiful statement lighting over that incredible island that literally looks like a piece of furniture.
Another thing we did that really made a huge impact was making the windows bigger. Really opening up that wall when you walk in really gives it that statement feel.
And so much more natural light. And I think design-wise, something that we did that was really fun and unique was use the same porcelain that we used on the countertops to frame out that window. And it really just gives kind of like a picture look to it.
Talking about porcelain, that's really where some custom detail comes in. And it's really important to have a very good fabricator, because really it's your fabricator that can make or break you. And you can see here all the different porcelain details we have.
Yeah, like we ran it for the entire backsplash on the range. We added that really fun ledge that allows you to bring in some personality and style. I think that the vibe for the kitchen design, and really for the whole house, because it is so important to keep things cohesive, was very much a refined, sophisticated European feel. Almost a romantic kitchen. As a designer, cohesiveness in the whole house, as I mentioned, is super important to me. And that's why we continued that same feel from the kitchen into the living room.
The living room has really a big feature wall that consists of the built-ins, the fireplace, the TV.
We were really working from scratch there, but I think how you executed the inset built-ins, which is very difficult, and also the beautiful hand-done fireplace surround that has kind of those organic curves is just chef's kiss for me. The furniture selection in the living room was very much curated. And then really the big moment in there for me is that light fixture. It is custom made in the UK, but I am such a fan of a fabric shade, and it again just kind of softens that space and really brings some elegance to it.
And costs a lot, the light fixture.
But you love that light.
You blew the light fixture budget on this project.
And it shows.
Everyone, please welcome Michelle and Ryan. Oh my gosh, okay, Michelle, you've been here before. Ryan, this is your first time in studio.
It is.
Oh my gosh, welcome. It's so nice seeing you.
Bring your husband to work day.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so you two did such an amazing job. That was so beautiful and stunning. And as you mentioned, planning and customization can really kind of make all the difference in a space. So let's talk about maybe the top 4 projects that can really kind of give your home that custom vibe.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Where are we starting?
We're going to start with heated floors.
Oh,
Right?
has anyone
Yeah.
ever stepped on a heated floor? Wow. Yeah.
So heated floors is obviously a design decision as far as the type of flooring.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to the actual components, it's a build decision.
Yeah,
right?
that's what you-
So,
yeah.
so what we have here is there's 2 types of heated floors. You can do electric,
Okay.
which is basically what you see here, and these coils actually heat up, and that's what emits the heat. And then you can do hydronic, which is what you see here. And what this is you basically have warm water that flows through these pipes. It's connected to a boiler. It's a much bigger system.
Okay.
But that's going to be your 2 different types of components. And then what kind of goes into determining, well, which one do I go with?
Yeah.
Is going to be your budget.
Yeah.
Because one's going to cost more than the other.
Yeah.
But then also, the space you're trying to heat. Are you trying to heat your whole home, just one room?
Yeah.
And then if it's a renovation, is there any pre-existing kind of issues that we kind of got to navigate
Totally.
that will dictate which one you go with as well?
Now, this is the space we were just seeing, correct?
Yes.
And now this is all of that hydronic, the water heated. That's
Exactly.
all the floor. And I can see it's in a basement, which is such a
It is in a
great space
basement.
to do this.
Yeah, it's when you step down the stairs.
It's not the like freezing cold cement floor that you remember in your basement.
And
It's
it
like-
also, it being hydronic, it also emits heat. So
Yes.
it's different than forced air. So it actually heats that entire basement.
Yeah, that's
Right.
fantastic. We have the electric one in our downstairs bathroom. Man, my cat loves it. Yes, it's so warm and beautiful.
Listen, it's a treat when he actually gets excited about it, right? 'Cause as you saw, he doesn't get too jazzed about too much,
Yeah.
but it is a crowd pleaser.
Heated floor is the way to go. Okay, now let's move on to one of my favorite places. We're talking the kitchen.
Yes.
Okay, what are we talking about here?
So, as you saw in that recent project, but just in general, a great spot to go custom in your kitchen and bring in some character is your island.
Yeah.
So, we're seeing a lot right now, as in that project, of a freestanding island. And the reason I love this is because you really can design it from scratch. The size you need, we've talked about how getting the right size for your space is tricky.
Yeah.
The leg shape you want, the stain color you want, how many drawers you want. So something like this is exclusively designed. We love pulling that together.
Isn't that beautiful? Yeah.
It's gorgeous, and in a space with a lot of perimeter cabinetry, really keeps it light and airy. Or another option where we would bring in this guy as well is if you have a more traditional one and we have plumbing in there or venting or even like electrical outlets, then we'd work together on that. But custom island,
Always the way to go. That's the thing. That's more this skirted island that we're used to that has kind of maybe something going on in there.
Exactly.
Love that. Okay, now let's talk about the fireplace, because that fireplace in that was beautiful.
Yes.
And the fireplace itself, obviously great, but we want to talk about what goes on around it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's a tag team effort on fireplaces, with the fireplace itself, the surround. So what's important to note there is really figuring out what you're going to do for your surround. Are
Yeah.
you doing built-in bookcases? Are you doing concealed bookcases? On the fireplace itself, you want to make sure you're using non-combustible material.
That is
which
key.
what we have
Yes.
here, right? Because we don't want that thing going up.
No.
in,
We want to keep the fire contained. Yeah.
Exactly, right? And then you see we have a lot of curved details on the one that we're showing here.
Yeah.
And so a way that we achieve some of that is with this corner bead, which is made curved.
Oh, okay, right on. So this is actually already kind of curved and it gives you that beautiful
Yeah,
edge.
and this actually bends. I'll show you something too. It bends for if you have an arch.
Oh, nice.
Right,
so
so
you can actually go around the
You
corner.
can actually go around. It's very,
That's-
very handy.
I love that.
Makes my life a little bit
Yeah, I
easier.
was going to say that's always a good thing. Work smarter, not harder, am I right?
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, now moving on, let's talk about lighting, because lighting I know is so key to so many homes. It's the thing that kind of takes you from like hospital vibes to like warm and cozy.
Absolutely. And I mean, as you heard firsthand, I tend to blow the lighting budget.
Yeah.
But it is because, oh my gosh, because one of the things that I think is a must for custom details is layered lighting. So yes, I am a big fan of a beautiful overhead fixture, even though I rarely turn them on. But then of course you have your task lighting, you have your sconces, you have your picture lights, you have maybe a floor outlet to accommodate a floor lamp. So that layered lighting gives the custom look. And it is sometimes a pain when you're working with a designer or on your own to select them all in advance. But the reason we do that is so the lighting plan is ready to go for your builder.
Yeah.
And it accommodates for things like the space, right? Like the width of a sconce like this, you want to make sure you have the space, whether that's beside your mirror or on your little partition wall or whatever the case. So requires planning, but custom lighting, layers of lighting, an absolute must.
I love that. And even just down to like where the plugs go. I didn't realize when we were doing our house, I was like, we got to talk about where plugs go. I thought they just went in places.
How high you want
Yes!
them, what type you want, are they concealed?
And code.
And code. Now I know about code. You got a chunk of wall, you got to have a plug in it. I know all the things. This was absolutely fantastic. Thank you both so much for doing this today.
Thank you for having
What a
us.
delight. Great, Michelle and Ryan. We got to take a break and we'll be right back. That was so good.
Coming up, Paige Hen's got clever gadgets and cookware for easy one-pot dinners. That's up next.
With more recipes from her new cookbook, Indian Food is Easy. Vijaya, how's it going?
Good, Mary. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. You know why I'm great?
Why?
Because it's just past this little lady's first month birthday.
That's right.
She's been in the house for a month.
Can't believe it. Can't
Oh my
believe it.
gosh. Okay, I am so thrilled. This book, like we said, came out last month, and it is already the #1 bestseller in Indian cooking on Amazon.
Unbelievable.
Listen, let's get it #1.
Yeah.
It's such an amazing book. I love it.
Thank you.
My version, so many sticky notes.
Oh my God, I love to hear
Oh,
it.
it is tabbed to, it cannot be tabbed anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to hear.
Yeah.
And I think also too, for me personally, just hearing from readers saying that they're making the recipes and that the recipes are actually easy is very, very nice.
Yeah.
It's heartwarming. I mean, that's the reason why I wrote the book.
Totally. You are so good at writing a recipe. Honestly, get this book. It's a delight. It's so good. Okay, now today, I'm very pumped because you're going to show us how easily some of these recipes can actually be made as make-ahead recipes.
That's right.
Okay.
Because so many of us are busy. That weeknight, you're coming home. You're coming home from work late.
Yes.
You have soccer practice. You have so many things going on, and you want to have a meal on the table quickly.
Totally.
And so freezing your meals will help you do that.
Okay, fantastic.
So I have a couple of things in the freezer already.
Fantastic.
I have a chickpea curry as well as a peas pilau.
Ooh. Do you know what I love about this? It gives you like super quick and easy ways to whip up delicious flavors.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you're gonna just make a double batch of whatever recipe floats your boat. And so we have the rice here, the peas pilau. And then you let it cool to room temperature, slide it into a freezer bag, and then lay it flat, right? And spread it out as much as you can because these are gonna stack up in the freezer.
It's almost like
book.
a food filing cabinet.
That's right.
Yes.
That's exactly what it is.
Dream.
That's exactly what it is. So you'll have the day that it's made, the expiry date. So I say about 4 months from the point where you make it.
Yeah, that'll keep it freshest.
Exactly, exactly. And we've done that for both. So the chickpea curry, the peas pilau, and then we have it plated up here ready to go.
Look at that.
And I should say that when you're thawing these dishes out, you want to thaw them in the fridge 12 to 24 hours before, or in a bit of cold water.
Yeah.
If you're in a rush, changing the water out every 30 minutes or so.
But it'll only take like, I'd say half an hour to an hour to thaw everything out in water.
That's right. And then if you want to heat it on the stove, you can. If you want to heat it in the microwave, you can too.
Yeah. I love that.
And it's a breeze. It's a breeze.
I'm so excited to eat that, but I'm very pumped because you're gonna make a recipe as well.
Yes.
Okay, so what are we making? Also good for freezing.
So we're making paneer butter masala, which is the vegetarian equivalent of butter chicken. Okay, so that's all you need to know.
That's all you need to know.
It's
and
really,
also
really
it
easy.
includes cheese.
Cheese, yeah.
We love the cheese.
Paneer is that fresh pressed cheese. So one of my hacks, I love to get a little crisp on my paneer because it just adds so much flavor. So what I've done is I've taken some cubed paneer, tossed it in a little bit of oil, and thrown it in my air fryer. Everyone has an air fryer hanging around these days. Let's use it.
Look at that.
And then it gets the paneer nice and crispy without all the effort.
I love that.
Flipping it in a pan, though you can do it in a pan if you wanted to.
In a little bit of oil.
Exactly.
That is so great. This looks delicious. Okay,
Yes.
I'm gonna set this aside. And I love a paneer. Paneer kind of is like, it's not squeaky like a cheese curd, but it's fresh cheese like a cheese curd.
Exactly, and it's springy and bouncy, kind of like mozzarella. It doesn't have the salt content of mozzarella, but it's a nice neutral cheese that goes so well in so many curry dishes because it just soaks up all the flavor.
Oh, dream.
Yeah, but if you can't find paneer, you can also do tofu in a pinch.
Oh, right on. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
Similar texture.
All right, now we're talking about that curry. Let's make that beautiful sauce.
Exactly. So we're gonna start by blooming some spices. So I have some cinnamon, a few green cardamom pods, as well as some cloves.
Okay.
And a bay leaf or two.
Okay.
And this is fundamental in a lot of Indian recipes. Toasting up those spices really brings them back to life and gets like the maximum flavor that you can out of the spices. Ooh, that's that fresh bay leaf,
That's that
folks.
fresh bay leaf. She popping. She popping.
Stand back, Mary. And you want to toast them until the cloves puff up. So cloves start out nice and skinny, and then the moment they hit the oil, they just become so fragrant and they become puffy like a balloon.
Yes, I love it. It smells so good in here as soon as that hit the heat.
Yes.
Okay,
You'll
fantastic.
know, you're cooking Indian food when you smell it. So we're gonna throw in some passata, which is one of my favorite ingredients.
You do love it.
Strained tomato sauce. Tomatoes picked at their prime and pureed. I don't have to do all the work. Someone else has done it for me.
Love that.
A lot of butter.
I love this.
There's butter in the title, right?
You gotta put at least 5 tablespoons
exactly,
in.
Exactly, at a minimum. And then we're gonna go in with a few spices. So we have this beautiful, vibrant Kashmiri chili.
Now, the thing I love about this, and I actually didn't know this until you told me, Kashmiri chili, while it looks like it is going to be smoky, fiery hot, it's actually not as hot as cayenne
chili.
Yeah.
Yes, so it's less, I guess it's a little more fruity and less spicy than cayenne chili, which makes it a good multi-purpose chili powder to use day to day.
Love that.
So a little bit of sugar. The sugar is not gonna make things sweet. It's just gonna round out the flavors of the tomato and make it less acidic.
Beautiful.
And then this beautiful spice is kasuri methi. These are dried fenugreek leaves, and they have this almost celery-like flavor to them.
Yeah, they smell like celery leaves.
Yes.
You know what this smells like? Do you ever get like a celery tea or anything?
No.
Oh, it kind of smells like that.
Celery tea.
Yeah.
Interesting. Learning things, Mary. Okay, so you want to cook these down until the tomatoes completely reduce down and the fats in the pan start to sizzle along the edges. So this is what we have. Ooh,
look at that.
going on here.
Yeah.
So that looks delish.
Beautiful,
And do you see
beautiful.
like it's sort of like sizzling, and when you move the tomatoes, they kind of separate?
Yes.
And then, Mary,
it smells so good.
If you would, we have some heavy cream here because yes, it is paneer butter masala, but there's a good amount of heavy cream in it.
This is our friend Alex Page amount of heavy cream.
Yes, that's right. Is it like a 2 cup?
It's a 2
It's a 2-cupper.
All right, so we go in.
Yes.
But look at how those tomatoes have kind of split.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Oh
So they're
my gosh, I'm thrilled.
caramelized. They're really cooked down, and that way you get the most flavor out of your tomatoes.
Yeah.
So you're gonna continue cooking this for about 2 to 3 minutes just to thicken it up and to get those tomatoes mixed into the cream. And then, Mary, if you would, we're gonna toss that paneer in there as well.
Don't mind if I do. Okay.
And so if you like an Italian rosé sauce, think of this curry as the Indian answer to that.
Oh, yes. That is such a great example of what it is.
Yeah.
It's got that creaminess. Now you would cook this down a little. Did you smell this?
Yeah.
This is amazing.
So you cook that down. I'm gonna bring this over.
Okay, is it a little hot?
Is it a little hot?
Perfect.
Can we manage? So we're gonna bring it over,
can turn.
and then of course we need to garnish, right?
But of course.
So let's bring this.
Oh, and while you're garnishing.
Yes.
Yes.
Are you gonna grab the ones from the freezer?
Yes.
So we froze them ahead of time, which is great. And I'm gonna garnish with a little more heavy cream.
Why not, Vijaya? Look at that.
And then a few more of those kasuri methi leaves. So pretty. And then again, we have our paneer butter masala, which is frozen, and then we have some naan that we've frozen as well. They go hand in hand. You can also do individual portions of these curries and just take a puck out of this curry, a puck out of that curry, a puck of rice, and then you have like an instant frozen dinner.
Oh my gosh, Vijaya, what an absolute delight. I'm gonna grab a spoon. Thank you so much for these amazing tips. Vijaya's cookbook, Indian Food is Easy, is out now. Makes a really good Christmas gift. We gotta take a break, but we'll be right back. That was awesome. to keep cozy season simple and delicious is One Pot Cooking. Here with her favorite gadgets is my bud, Pei Chen. Hey, Pei, how's it going? Great. Hey, I have to say, I love your earrings.
Oh my gosh,
They're so
thank
good.
you.
I know they're not one pot, but I need to talk about how good they are.
They're from a woman in Calgary. Her company name is Combinist Goods.
Oh, right on.
Yes, you can find a little Canadian artist.
Little jewelry moment.
Yes, I knew you love it.
Oh
Thank
my
you.
gosh, so good. You're killing it. Okay, let's get into One Pot Cooking. With,
Yes.
I feel like the ultimate one pot cooker. That definitely had its heyday, but I feel like we're back. What are we talking about?
Okay, this, you may not recognize it.
No.
This is a multi-cooker.
This is a multi-cooker.
Yes, so this is the Staub Precision Induction Multi-Cooker.
Okay.
Like one that you haven't seen before. And
Yeah.
I will let you know that you can brown, braise, steam, slow cook, keep warm, and cook at whatever temperature you want without turning on your oven or your stove. All you need is an electrical plug.
Okay,
which
fantastic.
also means that this is quite portable, right? So like, you know, the kitchen can get really busy if you're entertaining, for
Totally.
example, right? So you want to free up room on the stove or in the oven. This also means that you could have this keeping food warm tableside.
Oh, nice.
You could be serving it, like you could have a drink station and maybe you want your hot apple cider.
Oh, I'm not mad at that.
Your mulled wine, right?
Ooh, what a
so
delight.
what's great about this is that it fits a traditional 5.5 quart Dutch oven. So you could use a Dutch oven that you have at home. Of course, we've got here a really lovely Cate. Now, I want to show you something else. You're like, okay, this is great. I can do all of these things with it.
Yeah.
But you can also
Okay.
So you might have this, you know, your Dutch oven at home.
Yeah.
That's what fits. This is like an insulation ring that you can use. So energy saving, keep things warm.
Yeah.
There's also this little trivet that, you know, you could place down and place your hot pot on it. Now this, it's an induction cooker.
Burner. Oh
Yes.
my gosh.
So for the cast iron pan that you have, for your other Dutch oven, your enamel cast iron, for example, it also has this really great retractable control panel.
Okay, cool.
So you've got your preset functions there. And it is just so multi-purpose, and that's why we call it a multi-cooker, because it's multifunctional.
Also, so much easier to store this in this than the giant thing.
Yes, and
Dream.
you know what? Great for like potlucks or like, let's say the cottage, you want an extra cooking surface, for example.
Fantastic.
And I just love the idea that you could put it in any room that you want. What room do you want to have your cider in?
We could have little front foyer cider.
Yeah, exactly. Laundry room mulled wine. Bedroom chili. All the options are there.
Bedroom, just like your bus salsa, remember? All right, that's a throwback. Don't worry about it. Okay, next up we got to talk about the OG one pot meal.
Yes.
We always did this on New Year's Eve in my house
I love
growing
that.
up. We're talking fondue, baby.
Yes, and this is the mini fondue set. This is from a Canadian company based out of Quebec. They started in 2018, and the company is called Fonduissimo. And I feel like it's like a spell. Like if you had a magic wand, you would tap it, and you'd be like, Fonduissimo, and then a pot of like fondue would just appear. I love it. They have these perforated baskets, which make it really great if you're doing like an oil-based fondue, or you want to do like a hot pot situation, for example. And you know, I just think like the kind of that communal cooking is so great for fall.
I love
and
that.
small gatherings or alone.
Or alone. Again, with your laundry room chili or whatever, and you got your little fondue on the side.
Yeah, perfect.
Dream, that's so great. Now, okay, let's talk. We've got our one pots.
Yes.
Oftentimes with those, though, things get a little bit hot. Let's talk about these.
I needed to give you some accessories, and they also had to be cute. So, like, I mean, come on, they can be two things at once. So I love these. These are little trivets. They're
Look at how
crocheted.
cute.
They're pies. And this is from Stitched Creations. I found them on Etsy. On Etsy as well, the website, you can filter for Canadian sellers.
Oh, right
so
on.
that's what I like to do, you know, to support like Canadian artists.
Yeah.
Now she has 5 different flavors.
Ooh.
She even calls them the flavors online. And then some of them have whipped cream, like the pumpkin one here.
We gotta do it.
right?
We gotta do
Yes,
it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And I will also mention that if you are ordering from an Etsy seller, plan for some time. A lot of times they make them to order. I know we're really used to getting things like this delivered, but just know that if you are thinking ahead to a gift for someone, give yourself some time to receive it.
Love that. So cute. Okay, moving on. We gotta have something to eat or serve our stuff with. Let's talk about these little spoons. I love a spoon.
So
I love a
do I
spoon,
know. I mean, I have spoons for days.
But do you have a favorite spoon?
I do. I have one
have a
that
favorite
actually
spoon.
my friend got me engraved, and it's actually from Etsy. And it says a bad word on it, so I won't say it.
I love that. Okay, let's talk about these guys.
This is from Kane's Driftwood Studios, based in London, Ontario. Also, I found on Etsy, and he actually goes along the beach and looks for driftwood. So each one is unique, handmade, and I love that. You know, they're made to order, and this is great for all of your dry ingredients, like your sugar, your salt, your loose tea, for example, your coffee grind. So that sort of thing, and I think it's just, you know, it's so great, comfy, cozy.
Super
Why not?
lovely. Love that. Now, we've got all our food. We're doing our thing. We got to clean up. You
Yeah.
got a little friend to help us clean up, I hear.
Well, the reason I ordered this, when I saw it online, and you're looking at it, and I'm sure the audience is also like, I'm not sure what's happening. You got a little cat. This little cat is looking at a little bird up here.
Yep.
And you're like, is this useful? It is, because it's a paper towel holder.
Look at how fun!
So, I mean, you know, we all need paper towels.
Yes. I love it.
So why not?
Yeah.
And this is from a seller called Bayfair, and he does 3D printing. You can choose the color of your cat.
Nice.
And your bird.
Fantastic.
So if you want it to be gray, white, there's also green and blue. I won't judge based on what color cat you want.
No, a little space
but there's
cat.
options there for you.
I love that.
So, you know, it's a functional item that I just like things that look cute in my kitchen.
I do too. It's so fun, especially for paper towel. What a boring thing.
I mean, paper towel, like, come
you're
on.
like, what? But then you're like, cat?
You've seen one, you've seen them all.
Yeah.
Not this one.
No. Okay, last but not least, we've had our day. We're doing our thing. Now we need a little chance to relax. What are we talking about here?
Absolutely. So, you know, come fall, cold weather, I want like that nice mug of something warm.
Yes.
Pluck Teas is a company that I've just loved for years. She's the only one I buy my tea from, actually. It's a woman-owned Canadian company.
Nice.
She gets her tea from organic, sustainable farms. She also, when I say she, Jennifer, the founder, she also hand blends them in small batches and upcycles a lot of ingredients. So with her tea blends and infusions, they're so interesting. She'll use maple syrup from Quebec. She'll use blueberries and cranberries from Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
She'll upcycle ingredients like lemon and orange peels from a local juicer.
Oh,
So it just
cool.
diverts them from landfill or from compost.
Yeah.
She upcycles cacao pods from a local chocolatier, from Choco Salt, and that goes into some of her blends. So the ingredients are really thoughtful.
Yeah.
And as much as possible, she sources locally and Canadian. And I love it because she has so many flavors. Before I discovered her teas, I was a really plain, like, I just want mint tea.
Yeah.
That's all I
That's
want.
it, that's
But
it.
now you've got fun blends like the maple, Control Alt Delete. She's got like really, really tasty blends, and I would love it if you tried them.
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. We'll pay. I feel like that's actually pretty handy because studio audience, to help you keep warm and cozy this winter, you're going home with a Canadian sampler pack of Pluck Tea. Enjoy. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. That was awesome. That was so good.
Coming up, these Canadian canines will leave a paw print on your heart as we hear stories of courageous dogs that stepped up and literally saved human lives. Stay tuned.
As my next guest will tell you, not all heroes wear capes, sharing just how life-changing our bond can be with our furry friends in her new book, How My Dog Saved My Life. Please welcome award-winning journalist and author, Cate Cochran. Hello, Cate. First off, huge congratulations on this fantastic, uplifting book.
Thank you.
Oh my
Thank you
gosh,
very much.
it's such a thing. So, How My Dog Saved My Life. It's a title that really grabs you.
Yeah.
Like as you're walking by, you see it. So, what is it that inspired you to write this book?
You know, this book started from this very phrase, "How my dog saved my life."
Yeah.
And Iris Tupholme, the publisher of HarperCollins, said, "I want a book about this."
Okay.
So when they came to me, I had had an experience with. Years before I was a producer, and I had done a documentary about a comfort dog, a long-haired dachshund, who, when I went to have a difficult dental procedure, the dental said, "You're going to be fine. You'll be fine. But you know what? We have this comfort dog.
Oh.
Would you like Moishi to sit on your lap?" And I was like, "What?
Yeah.
I've never even heard of this."
You know.
So out came Moishi. He jumped up on my lap,
Yeah.
and for the duration of the dental procedure, he stayed. And
Oh,
so,
really?
as a producer, I was really interested in this, and I made a documentary about Moishi.
Yeah.
And that led me when HarperCollins came to me and said, "Do you want to do this?" I said, "Well, yeah.
Yeah, you're
I want to tell these stories."
100%.
So then I could start looking for them.
Yeah, so looking for them. This book contains 30 incredible Canadian stories. There are dogs that provide hope for their owners. They bring calm to people, someone like you when you were in that dentist chair and that dental procedure, even dogs that have helped save lives. So
Yes.
how did you find the dogs and the stories that were included here?
Well, my job is a producer for many, many years, and so I just started looking. And then when you find the first person, and that led me to another, to another, to another, and it was basically like chasing down breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
Like, I just found a service dog here.
Yes,
And that was really fun for me.
Yeah.
You know, I've always said that when I'm telling people's stories, because this is not my It's not my life that was saved. It's 29 people and 30 stories.
Yeah.
Is when people share their stories and they're willing to open up about their stories, and then you get to meet their dogs, who are these amazing animals. So it was a matter of just looking.
Yeah.
And then my training was to assess what's a good story.
What actually works in
and
these
a balance.
pages.
We wanted a balance of stories, of uplifting stories, rescue stories of people who were literally saved. Their lives were saved by a dog that was not trained to do it, but ran and brought help. And then dogs that are highly, highly trained as service dogs, very, very skilled animals. And then I began to learn about how dogs are doing this with their amazing noses.
Yeah.
So there's, you know, their noses are, I think they have 300 trillion receptors in their noses and a part of their brain that processes what we're saying. If we're in trouble, for instance, we begin to secrete through our hands and on our breath scents that they can tell.
That they register,
you know, cortisol, adrenaline, all those things. That tells them you're about to be in trouble.
Interesting.
And there's stories in there of really amazing rescues in those cases.
That's absolutely fantastic. Now, it's such we were talking about this kind of. It's such a well-balanced book. It's obviously very emotional, but there's also a lot of comedy in it. It's uplifting and beautiful. How did you decide on that tone? Like you were saying, finding that balance, not just having maybe the dogs that were trained to save lives, but also dogs that just happen to help just by being themselves.
Yeah. Well, I literally had a bulletin board the size of that with all every story that we had. And we would sit, and I had a friend come over who's another journalist, and we would move the cards around to see what the balance would be in terms of even as you read through. But it's important to have. There's some very serious stories about people who were so anxiety riddled they couldn't leave the house. And the dog helped them to come out. But then there also are funny stories. And, excuse me. I wanted it to have that balance, like, as we have that balance in life. You know?
I think that's true. I think the thing that I love so much is there are people or dogs that are made to make big change and do something really big. But if you or your dog is something that does something on the smaller scale, it doesn't mean it's less important.
No.
It's still really important.
I'll tell you a tiny story. There's a woman in the book whose name is Alex who is blind. And an actress, she works all around the world. She moved into an apartment near High Park in Toronto. And everybody said, oh, this is great, you're near the park. But until she had her guide dog, she actually couldn't go into the park because she couldn't find her way around. And when she got her dog, Brody, Brody was a big black lab, she was able to go into the park with just him, and she walked the circumference of the park and came out with this sense of independence. And I think that's a lot about what dogs bring to the people in the book, is a kind of independence and a renewed hope about their lives. So that was very inspiring to me. That was really amazing to write about them.
That is absolutely fantastic. Listen, Cate, huge congratulations. This is such a fantastic book. So uplifting, exactly what we're reading right now. Definitely good stuff. I'm going to call it that for sure. Studio audience, thanks to Cate, you're all going to go home with a copy of How My Dog Saved My Life. That's so great. Thank you so much, Cate. This is a delight. We got to take a break. We'll be right back. That was so good. It was so nice chatting with you. The good stuff is a good time. So why not subscribe to our weekly newsletter?
You feel good the rest of the day.
Get a sneak peek at upcoming episodes, access to weekly show highlights, and a one-stop roundup of all my latest recipes.
Everything that you make is like delicious.
Simply scan the QR code to sign up for the Good Stuff newsletter. And join us right here weekdays on CTV. Are you sitting at home thinking, hey, seeing the Good Stuff live would be fun? Well, you are in luck. We would love for you, along with your friends and family, to be a part of our studio audience. Just scan the QR code at the bottom of your screen for your chance to join us. Tickets are free. Can't wait to hear from you. For today, I hope you enjoyed the show. I would love to see you right here in our studio audience. The tickets are free, so just scan the QR code on your screen to apply. That's our show. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow for more of the good stuff.